Hello, hello. Today I'm going to show you guys a 10-minute, less than even, quick makeup tutorial. So here you see I used an orange corrector under the eyes. As you can see, I have a lot of dark circles. And using my concealer, I'm just adding some of that around it. And with my fingers, I'm mixing in the orange with the concealer shade. What this does is it neutralizes the dark circles and makes it even with your skin tone, the rest of your skin tone. If you use the concealer by itself, it may be too bright, and it may not cover the dark circles, and it will give it like an ashy tone. So essentially what the orange does is it neutralizes it and it gives it a little bit of warmth to match areas of your skin tone. Now you saw that I added a little bit more orange in one side of my face, and that's okay because you can just go and add a little bit more concealer to neutralize it and bring it back to your natural skin tone. And using a damp beauty sponge, I'm just blending it all the way out to the perimeters of my face. I don't want to use foundation for this stage because it's going to be way too heavy, and the concealer does its job. And because you've added a little bit of warmth to it, you can essentially create a foundation shade for you. So here I again saw that it wasn't enough, so you can always go back in small doses just to correct and neutralize as much as you can. So I think on one side what happened was there was way too much orange in like cream on the tip of the applicator, so the one side became a lot more. But as you saw, I balanced it out using a little bit more concealer. This is a cream blush. Now this is the stage where I go and add that blush to my cheeks. I love this shade because it's not too pink, it's not too orange, and it's not too brown. And it really just gives you me like a sun-kissed look. And with a dense brush, I just stipple this onto my cheeks and around my nose, just giving it like a sun-kissed effect. This cream blush is beautiful. It's from Stila, and it's even, you can use it for your lips and your eyes as well. Now to set the powder, to set the areas where I don't want it to be too bright or too shiny, I use a wedge sponge to just go in the areas where I feel may look oily throughout the day. So what this does is it sets that concealer in place and helps to tone down the shine on my face. So now I let that sit for a bit. So this is baking, but it's really not because I'm not using that much powder. And now I'm on to my brow. So I use powder brush for this. I use a powder brow powder for this because I feel like it's much more natural and it's quick. So I just comb my eyebrows up, and with a little bit of powder, I just go in and fill in all the sparse areas. Now, one eyebrow is always shorter or less thick than the other one. So it's always good to just sort of balance it out, and you want to make sure you have a mirror that you're looking into and it's not so up close to your face, so you have that perspective. And now I'm going to dust off the powder. So I use a skin tone, a powder that is closer to my skin tone. Now this is a MAC powder and NW35. It's very close to my skin tone, but I don't want to use too much powder, so I just take a little bit of that to dust off the excess powder that's sitting on my face. And using the brow powder, I go and use that as an eyeshadow or even as an eyeliner, because just having something on the top of your eyes near the lash line will emphasize the lash line a little bit more. I like to curl my lashes using the lash curler. Pretty much use it like a guillotine for your eyelashes. Put it in between the grip and just just bend it a few times. This is an Essence waterproof mascara. I love this. Lately, I don't use eyeliner because I like just the look of full lashes. And I discovered this really cheap one. It's like 15 dirhams. and I do my top and bottom lashes. I never used to do the bottom before because it was always smudging, and I realized now with this waterproof, it doesn't smudge at all. I've even tested it at the beach and it works beautifully. So just tap it very lightly. If you get too much mascara, don't worry about it. Just use your fingers to smudge it out, and then maybe if you need to, add a little bit of concealer and corrector underneath the lash line, just so that it carries out the same skin tone and you haven't removed it. Now, like I said, this cream blush is also used as a lipstick, so I'm just basically hydrating my lips. It doesn't have much color, it's more used like a gloss and hydrator. So I've done that. Now, if you feel like here, I felt like my blush was not enough. It was like fading out with the powder. So I wanted to bring that glow back. I put out a little bit of it, and then with a bronzer, this one's almost like a cream bronzer. I just go around the perimeters of my face just to bring back a little bit of warmth, because I felt like it wasn't warm enough because of the powders. And this has a glow to it as well. So now you can see my forehead and my cheeks match my body, the color of my chest. And that's really how you want to identify that the bronzer is the right shade for you. And then just go in with the brush that you use to dust off the baking without anything on it. Just go and blend out the edges of that bronzer. And then final step is just using a setting spray. This is Marc Jacobs. I make sure to spritz just on my cheeks. I don't want to do my forehead or the front of my face because that tends to get oily. And with that damp sponge, I'm just placing it, I'm patting it in to the other areas as well. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you next time.